Welcome to Sister Talk, the podcast where family relationships, community, and culture intertwine in every conversation. Get ready to dive into real talk on all the hottest topics. In today's episode, we'll cover exploring factors causing the decline of the Black family and its impact on the community. So let's dive into the topic of the decline of Black family and impact on the wider community. There are multiple factors that contribute to this decline, some of which are deeply rooted in historical and socioeconomic context. One key factor is the legacy of slavery and systemic racism in the United States. Slavery not only disrupted Black families by separating spouses, parents, and children, but it also created a generational trauma that continues to impact Black families today. The effects of slavery can still be seen in the high rates of single-parent households and absent fathers within the Black community. Another factor is the economic inequality that many Black families face. Historical and ongoing discrimination in housing, education, and employment opportunities have created significant financial challenges for Black families. This can lead to increased stress, limited resources and opportunities, and ultimately strain on family relationships. Unfortunately, despite the need to unify and work together to overcome oppression, Black men have not been able to overcome their bullies and become the leaders of their communities, leaving Black women and children as vulnerable prey. This has also led to the modernization and increased sophistication of systems of oppression, making them more widespread and seamlessly integrated into all aspects of society worldwide. Education also plays a crucial role in the decline of the Black family. Limited access to quality education, disproportionate disciplinary practices in schools, and the school-to-prison pipeline contribute to a cycle of disadvantage. Without adequate Black male role models or providers and protectors of the Black community, Black children are more likely to be susceptible to poor outcomes, lack of access to quality education, and the struggle to find stable employment leads to financial instability and strain on familial relationships, which is a flagship problem, particularly for Black men within the Black community. Mass incarceration is another factor that significantly impacts Black families. The overpolicing and disproportionate imprisonment of Black people disrupt families and communities, leaving many children growing up without one or both parents. This not only affects the emotional well-being of children, but also increases the financial burden on single-parent households, largely led by Black women, which contributes to poor health outcomes for Black women and children. Health disparities also contribute to the decline of the Black family. Black people often face higher rates of chronic illnesses, which can impact their ability to provide and care for their families. Limited access to health care and inadequate health education exacerbate these disparities, leading to increased strain on Black families. Another key factor is the lack of affordable housing options. Rising housing costs coupled with limited income opportunities make it challenging for Black families to find stable and affordable housing. This can lead to overcrowded living conditions, increased stress, and instability within the family unit. Also, the media portrayal of Black families often perpetuates negative stereotypes and reinforces harmful narratives. This can lead to internalized biases and lower self-esteem within the Black community, further perpetuating the cycle of decline. So how does decline in the Black family impact the wider community? Well, strong families are the building blocks of thriving communities. When families are stable and thriving, children are more likely to succeed academically, emotionally, and socially. They are also less likely to engage in risky behaviors or become involved in criminal activities. However, when Black families face these numerous challenges, it can have a ripple effect on the community. For example, the absence of fathers often leads to an increase in single-parent households, which in turn can result in higher rates of poverty, limited access to resources, and a higher likelihood of relying on social welfare programs. This places additional strain on the community as a whole, as resources become stretched and there may be a lack of support networks. The decline of the Black family also impacts future generations, and children growing up in unstable family environments may struggle with emotional and psychological challenges, including higher rates of mental health disorders. This can hinder their ability to build healthy relationships, excel in school, and contribute positively to society. The breakdown of family units can lead to decreased social connections and a loss of community support systems. This, in turn, can contribute to a sense of isolation, limited access to mentorship, and reduced opportunities for economic mobility. It's important to recognize that the decline of the Black family is not solely the responsibility of Black people or families. It is a complex issue deeply intertwined with historical and systemic factors. Addressing this decline requires a multifaceted approach that includes dismantling systemic racism, promoting equal access to quality education and healthcare, and providing economic opportunities that empower Black families to thrive. Overall, the decline of the Black family is influenced by a variety of factors, including historical trauma, socioeconomic challenges, limited access to quality education and healthcare, mass incarceration, housing disparities, and media portrayals. These factors not only impact individual families, but also have wider consequences for the Black community and society as a whole. To address this decline, it's crucial to address the root causes and work towards creating a more equitable and supportive environment for Black families to flourish. In this episode, we delved into the factors contributing to the decline of the Black family and the consequential impact on the community. Thanks for listening to today's episode. I'll see you guys at the next one, and don't forget to subscribe, view,